Hey, what's up guys, the Explanation Pro is here. Today, I'll explain an action sci-fi movie, Waterworld. Spoilers incoming! The story starts with the narration that the glaciers melt that covers the world with water and flashes the vast water and raft in the middle of a vast sea with a boat in the middle. Then there is the main character standing on the boat, dressed in rag clothes, peeing in a plastic bottle, and the next thing that happened will amaze you. The main character put the pee in an improvised water filter that leads down to a faucet where it is converted as a clear water and the man drinks it. Everything on the boat is amazing because it's like seeing a low-budget DIY ship. The main character dives into the ocean because there's something wrong in his ship, and while he is deep down the water, an opportunist grabbed all his guava from his plant. He saw the robber and aimed his arrow device, but the robber put his two hands up, but then he was deceived. And there is an item that is floating, and three other men called the smokers was chasing after it. There's a race between the man and the smokers. The man got the item and then chased the robber. While chasing the boat of the robber, the man wrecked the robber's boat, then give the robber a sign that he's dead, and then he was killed by the smokers using the gun. The main character continues to sail up until he finds a community. When the main character enters the community, there he was grazed by almost everybody. Ritual is happening for a dead person on one side. On the other side are busy men, and there are children playing. He negotiates with the children to watch his boat. Then he followed the leader of the group to negotiate with his dirt. The man wants double of what the businessman offers. After the negotiation, the main character buys from Helen some water and the tomato plant. After the man's business to the community, he is going to leave the place, but one of them is suspicious and then checks the main character. There he saw gills behind the man's character's ear. "He's a mutant!" shouts one of them. Everyone panicked and eager to catch the main character. The main man defended himself, but then he was caught and locked on their cage-like hanging jail. The next day, he was to be executed when the smokers arrived to attack the community. The main character is on the edge to fall on his death and asked the leader to let him escape and will help them, but the leader ignored him. When the community is in chaos, Helen helped the main character in exchange to help them escape when the main character does. The main character struggles to escape because the raft isn't fit onto the opening of the gate, but Enola helps him on how to operate the machine of the gate. Both of them jump onto the boat. The main character, Enola, and Helen escape the community. While they are escaping, the smokers invade the community. There are dead bodies. Some are dragged, mostly women, and some are trying to escape. Those who are captured are tortured to get information on who the main character is. Those who didn't answer quickly is shot by the leader of the smokers. He got the information describing that the main character is a mutant. The leader of the smokers said that we have to keep an eye on that icky freaky and remove a piece of cloth on his left side eye. And that is literally keeping an eye, for the leader only had one. On the other side, the main character wants to get rid of Enola and Helen because he can't barely survive on his own. Helen begged him and even offered herself, but still, the main character refuses. On the smoker ship, it is just like a place full of junk. The leader of the smoker gives cigarettes as the members cheer. Back to the main character's journey, Enola draws onto his boat using a crayon and he finds all the drawings on his boat. The main character is annoyed and grabs Enola and throws her into the water. Helen saw it and then shouts to the main character that Enola can't swim. Helen dives into the water and saves the crying Enola. On the first look, you will think that the main character will leave the two of them on the water, but he did not. Then after he saves both of them, an airplane is trying to track them and Enola waves his hand and the main character gave a smack on Enola's head and said, "What are you even thinking?" The smoker on the plane checked the boat and confirmed that it was them. Who are they chasing? They started to fire and one of the smokers said that don't hurt Enola. The three of them get into a safe spot on the boat. The main character gets a gun to fire, but Helen uses the grappling hook like a weapon and the main character insists not to use it, but still Helen launches fire to the airplane. Helen hits the airplane and the main character hit the man shooting them. The airplane loses control, spinning around, and then the maneuver of the plane gets his gun and tried to hit the rope, but the main character tries to hit the maneuver. After the chaos, the main character gets his knife and Helen thought that he will kill her, but he just cuts Helen's hair. The main character warned Helen and Enola not to touch anything on his boat. Enola is shouting to the main man and Enola just realizes that she has the main character's crayons on her hand. The next thing that flashes is that both of the mother and daughter's hair look like a man's hair. The main man passed through them and asked if they did something, but Enola responds a no sound and the main character climbed up through his boat's post. On the smoker's base, they're still planning on how to catch our main man and Enola. Back to the boat of the main character, there is a smaller boat that approaches them. Our main man is up on his guard, while Helen says that the flag is up, which means that no harm is intended and mentions that maybe the owner of the boat has food. The main character approaches the man and the man offers the trade, which is pieces of papers in exchange for Helen. Helen strongly disagrees about the deal, but the main character agrees for only half an hour of service and will still remain on the main character's boat. The main character looks at the papers and found nothing. That is why he went down on the dock and told the man that the deal is off. A fight was then expected and the man was killed. Helen says sorry to the main character that she only insists to accommodate the man to exchange for food, but the main character just passed through her and dive into the water. Helen and Enola are confused. What is the main character doing? Because the main character is just like surfing and enjoying the water, and the next thing is that they are amazed and the main character just caught a whale. They are now filling their stomach with a grilled fish, and Enola is humming and stopped to ask the main character,
Do you like my singing, do you?
The man asks if Enola have heard of the Song of the World, and Enola responds that she didn't hear anything, and that is because Enola is too loud as per the main character. They continued to sail looking for dry land and saw a small ship with a group of people. Helen saw in the telescope that the original sailors of the boat are all dead and are acting like puppets through a machine made by the smokers. The main character went down and there was a telescope that was made to see what is under the water, and saw the smokers waiting for them to catch them. Then an encounter happens and they pass through it. But the leader of the smokers shot the main character on his side. Still hoping that there is dry land, Helen insists that the main character knows the dry land because of the things that he has that is never seen, but he didn't. Then the main character put Helen into a device that will make Helen breathe underwater. She then shows her the dry land that she is searching for, in the deepest part of the water, where they found buildings and remains of dry land. After the tour, they are going to go back to the ship, but the smokers greet them with guns and knives. They are all looking for Enola, which is hiding in a little space of the ship. Both of them said that they didn't know where the kid is, and then the leader of the smokers pointed the gun and shouts that since they didn't know where Enola is, he will kill them, and suddenly Enola shows up. The smokers get Enola and the two of them dive into the water. Helen insists that she can't breathe underwater for a long time, but the main character said, I will breathe for us. And then when both of them are under the water, the main character breathes onto Helen's lips. When they rise above the surface, his boat was set on fire and there's nothing left for them. There's no scene that the leader of the smokers didn't have a cigarette, and this time he is offering Enola to smoke, and Enola refuses. The leader asks Enola to get information on the dry land, but Enola speaks nothing and believes that the main character will save her. Back to the main character's situation, he swims and found the drawing of Enola and get his vault with a magazine inside, and then a rescue from Helen's father came. They are now on the ship of the community survivors. Helen's father believes that the tattoo on Enola is a map to dry land. The main character prepares to rescue Enola, and Helen said that he didn't need to go solo, but the main character insisted. Our main man reaches the base of the smokers and climbs up onto the walls while the smokers are in chaos because the leader gave them food and cigarettes. The main character sneaks and found the smokers using a jet ski and then used it to enter the base and sneaks in while they are celebrating. Enola mocks the leader as the main character shows up.
It's him! You are all in trouble!
Then the main character wants the girl, but the leader refuses, and then he says that he will drop a firecracker that will lead down to the oil engine of the ship. They thought that he is bluffing, but then he drops the firecracker and the ship explodes. While everyone is in chaos due to the explosion, the main character finds his way to get to Enola. But the leader gets Enola and escape through a plane, but the main character gets the plane not to escape. He then walks towards the plane and gets Enola, and there's no way out for them until Helen and his father show up into a DIY hot air balloon. The main character hurriedly grasps the rope and climbs up while Enola is holding onto him. But the leader also grasps the rope and is reaching for Enola, but Helen throws something at him that makes him lose his grasp, and then is kicked by the main character and fell. The main character and Enola got into the hot air balloon, but the leader then shoot the hot air balloon and Enola fell due to the imbalance of the hot air balloon. The two smokers who were on the jet ski was asked to get Enola, but the main character ropes himself and jumps into the water to get Enola, and the smokers collide with each other. That leads to an explosion. The story ends where they found a mountain, and there is really dry land. They drink from the fresh water. They found remains in a small hut and found a music box. Enola opens it, is the one that she always hums. The main character leaves them and continues his life sailing. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. See you in the next video.